Hello friends. Today, we are diving into a story that sounds almost too extreme to be real, the kind of story that instantly makes you stop scrolling, lean closer, and ask yourself one very uncomfortable question. What if the most dangerous thing about Antarctica is not what we can see, but what is hidden beneath it? Because right now, scientists and polar experts are uncovering something deeply unsettling under one of the coldest, most remote, and most mysterious places on Earth. And the more they discover, the more obvious it becomes that Antarctica is not just a giant frozen desert at the end of the world. It may actually be one of the most important hidden control zones on the entire planet. And trust me, this story gets more intense the deeper you go. So if you love world-changing discoveries, hidden science, extreme places, shocking natural mysteries, and documentaries that feel bigger than fiction, make sure you subscribe right now because this story is massive, eerie, and way more important than most people realize. When most people picture Antarctica, they imagine endless white silence, ice, wind, snow, isolation, a place so far removed from normal life that it almost feels like another planet. It looks empty, ancient, untouchable, frozen in time. But beneath that frozen shell is another world entirely. A world of buried mountains, hidden valleys, ancient rock formations, subglacial channels, invisible pressure systems, dark geological structures, massive landscapes trapped under kilometers of ice. And what scientists are now finding under Antarctica is beginning to change the way we understand the stability of the ice above it, which means it could also change the way we think about the future of coastlines, sea levels, climate risk, and maybe even the future of civilization in many parts of the world. That is why this story matters, because this is not just about some weird discovery in a distant place. This is about the possibility that one of the planet's biggest frozen systems may be resting on a hidden and much more unstable foundation than we thought. And once you understand that, Antarctica stops feeling far away. It starts feeling personal. One of the most disturbing things experts have realized is that Antarctica is not simple underneath. Not even close. Beneath the ice, the land is rugged, uneven, broken, ancient, and incredibly complex. There are deep basins, steep ridges, old geological bodies, channels that may guide water, and buried landscapes that directly influence how glaciers move, where ice melts faster, and how certain sections of the ice sheet can become dangerously vulnerable. That means the real drama of Antarctica is not only happening on the surface, it is happening below it. Think about how strange that is. From above, you see stillness. From below, there may be motion, weakness, structure, pathways, and hidden forces helping decide whether gigantic masses of ice remain locked in place or begin to retreat. And that is where things become genuinely unsettling. Because Antarctica contains an enormous share of the world's ice, what happens there does not stay there. If certain glaciers weaken, if vulnerable sectors retreat, if floating shelves lose support, or if hidden structures beneath the ice allow instability to spread faster than expected, the consequences could extend far beyond the polar region. We are talking about sea level rise. We are talking about cities. We are talking about ports, economies, insurance systems, migration pressure, infrastructure, coastlines, entire low-lying regions, and millions of people. So when experts discover something troubling beneath Antarctica, this is not just science news. It is global future news, and here is what makes it even more intense. Some of the most important discoveries are not dramatic in the Hollywood sense. No giant monster, no glowing cavern, No secret alien city. The real fear is more subtle, and because of that, much more serious. The fear is that hidden geological structures beneath the ice may strongly influence how stable the ice actually is. Scientists have identified buried rock formations and previously hidden landscape features in areas already considered vulnerable, including regions near Pine Island Glacier, one of the most closely watched and fastest changing glaciers in West Antarctica. The deeper experts look, the clearer it becomes that the shape of the land under the ice matters enormously. A hidden ridge can briefly hold ice in place. A deep basin can encourage retreat. A buried valley can help guide ice flow. A subglacial channel can alter how water behaves underneath, so what looks frozen and stable from above may be sitting on a far more complicated and dangerous system below. And that is the part that should make everyone pause. Because if the foundation is changing, the surface may not remain calm for long. Now imagine the scale of this hidden world. Not just a few cracks in the rock. Not just scattered stones. We are talking about enormous buried landforms, mountain ranges under ice, ancient troughs, giant basins, hidden rock bodies, possibly water systems moving under pressure, all sealed beneath an icy shell that in some places is kilometers thick. This is one of the reasons Antarctica has always fascinated scientists and terrified people in equal measure. It feels unknown in a way very few places still do. We live in an age where satellites map almost everything, where cities glow from space, where forests, roads, and coastlines are constantly monitored. And yet, beneath Antarctica, huge portions of the real landscape have remained hidden. That is an almost unbelievable fact. In some ways, humanity has had a clearer visual understanding of parts of Mars than of the bedrock under sections of Antarctica's ice sheet. Just think about that. One of the most important parts of Earth's climate system has been concealing its true shape from us. And now that shape is beginning to emerge. What makes this story so compelling and so viral is that it combines everything people cannot stop watching. There is mystery. There is hidden terrain. There is cutting-edge science. There is climate danger. There is a place so extreme it already feels cinematic. And there is the terrifying realization that what lies underneath may determine what happens next above the surface. That is the kind of story that sticks in your mind. Because suddenly, Antarctica is no longer just white emptiness on a map. It becomes a locked vault. A buried system. A frozen shield covering clues that may help explain how the future of the planet unfolds. And if that sounds dramatic, it's because it is. The farther science progresses, the harder it becomes to think of Antarctica as static. This is not a frozen museum. It is a living physical system. Ice shifts, water moves, ocean heat interacts with grounding zones, ice shelves fracture, glaciers thin, surface conditions change. And underneath all of that is land. Land that shapes flow, pressure, resistance, retreat, and vulnerability. So yes, what is under Antarctica matters a lot. And that is exactly why experts sound so concerned when they talk about hidden subglacial discoveries. Because buried features are not just interesting. They can be decisive. A glacier sitting on favorable ground may resist retreat longer. A glacier resting on an inward deepening basin may be far more at risk once retreat begins. A hidden channel may guide meltwater or influence lubrication. A buried geological body may change local behavior in ways that matter much more than outsiders realize. This is not casual background detail. This is the architecture of risk. And once you see it that way, the phrase, "something disturbing beneath Antarctica," no longer sounds like clickbait. It sounds like a warning. Because the scary part is not simply that something was found. The scary part is what that something may reveal about the system above it. Now let's widen the frame. Why should someone sitting in London, Dubai, Mumbai, New York, São Paulo, or Amsterdam care about a hidden landscape beneath Antarctic ice? Because Antarctica is connected to the rest of the world, whether people think about it or not. If vulnerable ice sectors accelerate, coastlines feel it, flood defense systems feel it, insurance markets feel it, harbor infrastructure feels it, delta agriculture feels it, long-term urban planning feels it, the governments feel it, entire populations feel it. That is what makes polar science so powerful and so haunting at the same time. It starts with a hidden rock body, a buried map, a strange structure under the ice, and suddenly the story is no longer about Antarctica alone. It becomes a story about all of us. And psychologically, there is something especially unsettling about dangers we cannot see directly. If a city floods, people see it. If a wildfire spreads, people see it. If a storm destroys buildings, people see it. But Antarctica hides its deepest signals. The most important changes can happen under ice shelves, beneath glacier fronts, inside ocean ice interactions, across slow-moving but powerful feedback loops, and within structures that only radar, modeling, and painstaking scientific work can reveal. That makes the threat feel distant, abstract, easy to ignore. And yet, hidden risks are often the ones that matter most, because by the time they become obvious, they may already be in motion. That is why this story has such huge emotional force. It is not just about what experts found. It is about what humanity is only now starting to understand. We are discovering that one of the coldest places on Earth is not a dead zone. It is dynamic, layered, fragile in ways that are only becoming visible now, and the hidden terrain below may be one of the keys to understanding how much change is still ahead. What if the future of sea level is influenced not only by temperature and ocean currents, but also by buried topography we are only now mapping properly? What if the difference between long-term stability and faster retreat comes down, in some places, to hidden geological shapes under the ice? What if Antarctica's greatest danger is not simply warming from above, but the combination of warming and a buried landscape that may amplify weakness from below? That is the kind of question that changes the whole conversation, because then we are no longer talking about a frozen block slowly melting in a simple way. We are talking about an incredibly complex system with hidden thresholds, buried controls, and structural realities that can intensify risk. And that is where the story crosses from interesting into chilling, because hidden systems are always more powerful than people assume. A city can look stable while its foundations crack. A market can look calm while risk builds beneath it. A glacier can look massive and eternal while its support system quietly weakens below. Antarctica may be one of the greatest examples of that on Earth. From a distance, it looks invincible. From within the data, it looks more vulnerable, more complex, and more consequential than most people ever imagined. And that is why this discovery matters so much, because beneath the white silence, something is being revealed. Not a fantasy, not a myth, but a hidden physical reality that may influence one of the biggest climate stories on the planet. So when you hear that experts discovered something disturbing beneath Antarctica, do not imagine a tabloid headline. Imagine a scientific warning light turning on. Imagine hidden ridges, deep basins, subglacial pathways, buried rock masses, unstable sectors, and one of Earth's greatest frozen systems resting on terrain that may matter far more than we understood. This is the kind of discovery that changes how we see the map. It tells us that Antarctica is not blank. It is structured. It is active, it is holding secrets, and some of those secrets may help determine how much of the future arrives faster than expected. That is what makes this story unforgettable. Because the biggest changes on Earth do not always begin where everyone is looking. Sometimes they begin beneath a continent of ice, in silence, hidden from the human eye, until science finally reveals what was there all along. And maybe that is the most unsettling part of all. The danger was not suddenly created. It may have been there the whole time. We are simply seeing it more clearly now. So the next time someone says Antarctica is just ice, Remember this: beneath that ice lies a hidden world of rock, structure, pressure, weakness, and planetary consequence. And if the foundation below the ice is more alarming than we thought, then the future above the ice may be too. If this story fascinated you, shocked you, or made you rethink what Antarctica really is, subscribe now, stay with me, and tell me in the comments. Do you think Antarctica is the world's greatest hidden warning sign? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.